No, I listen to it all the time. I tell all my friends to smack it raw.
Following podcast contains mature content. The views and opinions expressed by the host and announced for those of the host. Listener discretion is advised. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Smackin Raw podcast, episode 250. I am your host. 250. This is 250.
Jesus.
I am your host, the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden, Matt Ritter, and I am here with my co-host, Daddy Delgado, up currently 1 point for the race for Pornhub Poppy, but Katie may be showing up, so it may stay tied at 17. Mr. Vince Delgado, how are you doing today?
The juices of my guilty pleasures have been titillated, Matt. That's how I'm feeling.
That makes one of us. And we did not come alone. Ladies and gentlemen, from the World Elite Podcast, we have the Night Wolf, Marcus. What's going on, Marcus?
What's going on, Matt? Thank you again for having me. Vince, it's nice to meet you. And that's right, Mom. I did it. I'm on fucking Pornhub.
I mean, we wanted Dylan, but he couldn't make it, so we settled for Marcus. And no, I love Marcus. Marcus is a cool guy. Appreciate him being here. He just finished doing a show, so he's already been streaming for 2 hours, so he should be good and rearing to go to get into the week in wrestling this week.
Absolutely. Hell yeah.
All right, let's kick it off with some news and rumors. Well, actually, first, as you guys all know, as we talk about every week, we have those Pro Wrestling Pro Choice t-shirts up for sale at the shop. Travis should have donated. He told me it was going to be the end of the month, so the first batch of money that we raised should have been donated to Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project. I'm going to keep that thing running, so if you guys haven't got a shirt yet, you guys want to get a shirt, you want to donate, all that money gets donated to the Women's Reproductive Rights Assistance Project. We appreciate it, as well as the Black Lives Matter shirts that you can get over from YK Wrestling at YKWrestling.com in that awesome NWO style font. I believe they've still got it in pink for Breast Cancer Awareness Month. They've also got the white and the black and red. So if you are interested in any of that, please definitely go check our friends out at YK Wrestling. Also, Katie is selling the same Pro Wrestling Pro Choice t-shirt, but that is going to Planned Parenthood. So if that's where you like your money to go pick one up from Katie, or go pick up one from both and have two. Get them in different colors. Why the fuck not? Jizzy did an awesome job on the design, and we really appreciate it. So, yeah, please go do that. Now, news and rumors. The only thing I've got for Forbidden Door, because I didn't watch it, I know Vince watched it, I know Marcus watched it, but I didn't watch it, is Cesaro is all elite. So, yay, Antonio.
Claudio
Casanoli.
Mastacholi. Claudio Mastacholi.
Oh, so wait. Hold on. And he's Swiss, so like I'm not even getting mad about you mocking Italians, but you will not play along with when I do the Japanese wrestlers' names, but you're going to call this man Claudio Mastacholi.
Claudio Mastacholi. Okay, so I just can't pronounce his last name for the life of me. And whenever I mispronounce people's last name, it's because I either A, don't remember their name, B, don't care to remember their name, or B, can't pronounce their name. So I do what you do with the New Japan wrestlers and make up your own name for them.
Well, to be fair, all of those reasons are why I don't pronounce the New Japan wrestlers, and it'd be A, B, and C, not A, B, and B.
It's Casanoli, by the way.
Casanoli. Yeah. Can I just stick to Mastacholi? I'm going to call him Claudio, but if I ever need to pronounce his last name, I think I'm going to just call him Mastacholi.
Listen, if you want to disrespect Cesaro, you go right ahead. I have a feeling Young Kings Wrestling may have another whole Sheamus situation on their hands for that. So
Maybe. I mean, why not?
It's been a while since you've lived the gimmick. Also, it was announced that Logan fucking Paul signed with WWE.
That's actually one of my spits this week is Logan Paul.
Oh man. Don't get me started.
I
go ahead.
fucking hate Logan Paul. I do not understand the appeal of this person in any way, shape, or form, or the value. Like, I get that he has a fan base and he's bringing that fan base to WWE. So in that sense, I do get the value that they think he brings. But dude's fucking trash, man. Like, as a person, him and his brother, I cannot stand them.
I mean, I called it. I said he's going to potentially come back and feud with The Miz, maybe at SummerSlam, but I didn't expect him to sign a fucking contract, and we're going to be stuck with him potentially till next year's WrestleMania.
Yes, because they're going to book him in the Rumble. They're going to book him at SummerSlam. They're going to book him at WrestleMania. We're going to at least get him twice a year, unfortunately. I'm not happy about it. Like I said, that's part of my spits. With
his fucking $5 million Charizard card he wears around his neck.
This is like when John Wayne Bobbitt got into Pornhub, or got into doing porn. Like,
who?
The guy who had his dick cut off by his wife Lorena Bobbitt.
Mm-hmm.
And then he had it sewn back on, and he got back into porn, and like the whole thing was like, oh, he's Frankenweenie because he had his dick sewn back on. Like,
that's a gimmick. That's a gimmick.
You don't know about Lorena Bobbitt chopping a dude's dick off and throwing it out a car window.
Nope. It's not my form of content that I choose to intake.
It was like a whole thing, Vince. Like, it was on TV, it was in the news, like it was a whole fucking thing. Like, he was cheating, she caught him, she cut his dick off, got in a car, drove down the highway, and threw it out a window.
Like, it sounds familiar, but I just don't recall it. I don't recall where in my life I'd be while that was happening. So I can't remember.
And they found it and they reattached it.
All that sounds familiar, but I can't for the life of me like place the story or the names to anything. So, I mean, as long as he was able to reattach it, that's the important thing, and it's functioning.
If you ever hear Melissa say anything about Lorena Bobbitt, run for your life. But the point I'm getting at with Logan Paul is John Wayne Bobbitt was not an attractive man. He didn't have a huge penis. He just had kind of a cheesy gimmick that he worked into making porn for a little bit to make a little cash off it. And that's all. That is all Logan Paul is some fucking loser with a YouTube following who put on fake boxing matches and then realized people weren't going to pay to watch him not get his ass beat anymore. So he went to a place where he could not get his ass beat and make money, and people will pay for it because there's plenty of other people to watch. Like, we love fake fighting in wrestling, and that's what he's been doing. So why not go there and make a career out of it?
Yeah. I mean, it's something. I'm not happy about it. I'm mad that Logan Paul is the reason the Triple H pointing picture returned. I'm mad that's the picture that re-debuted that.
Yeah, no, that sucks. Though something involving penis that you will enjoy, Vince. Apparently, 2 of the 3 rascals, and we're going to call them the Rascals because it's Trey Miguel and Trailer Park King Nash Carter, are opening an OnlyFans together. They 100% not even bullshitting. It's on Trey Miguel's Twitter. He and Nash Carter are gonna share an OnlyFans.
Did I mention that the juices of my guilty pleasures have been titillated?
Did
I mention that?
You did.
Okay. Can I reiterate that? Can I reiterate that point right now? Because I swear that shit's hilarious. I love that. I'm gonna go ahead and look that up now.
Listen, unless Nash Carter is actually with Gigi Dolan and he's blasting her on that fucking OnlyFans, I ain't paying. Like, well, obviously I wouldn't pay anyway, but I wouldn't like.
Oh, no one said anything about paying.
Absolutely. Other than that, no interest in Nash Carter in any way, shape, or form. My guess is he's probably going to give his dick a Hitler mustache and start posing for pictures and selling them.
Oh my God. Jesus.
It's his gimmick, right? That's what he does.
No.
Oh, okay. I
No.
thought that's who he was. Who knows? Maybe Kimberly will be on there. We'll see. Never mind. We also got Alan Angels apparently gone from AEW. So the Dark Order, which I have not seen on AEW TV and God knows how long, is just slowly dwindling away as they're not renewing Dark Order members' contracts.
Yeah. Sounds like a thing that's happening. I don't quite care.
Well, I enjoyed that our boys over at Young Kings Wrestling were all like, oh, hey, Alan Angels just followed us. He's in AEW, and then found out, no, the fuck he's not. So
he just got released.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he followed them. He's trying to follow all kind of interesting podcasts so he can be on there and just do shoot interviews or something.
More than likely. And last but not least, in news and rumors, unless you guys have anything to add, apparently there is an article. I don't know if this is an article or if it's going to be a book or a movie or a documentary, but I posted it in the group chat. It's called Finding Rocky's Family. Apparently, The Rock has 5 half brothers and sisters from Canada that Rocky Johnson fathered that found each other through various like Facebook and various means. They're all like, oh, hey, by the way, we're all half brothers with The Rock. And I don't think Ada is going to be happy to know that Rocky was spreading his seed around Canada like that.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, Canada.
The people's family.
Our home and native land.
I need them all to be on the next season of Young Rock, though. Like, I need everyone to show up. Like, family reunion time.
That's funny. I haven't even watched Young Rock, but that will make me watch for sure.
I haven't watched it yet either. I heard a lot of positive feedback about it.
It's a really good show. It's a fun show. It's all exaggerated. The issue I have is some of the people that they have playing the wrestlers just don't fucking look like the wrestlers at all. Like, not even close. But
isn't that the point? Is it
What,
by design?
Well, the actor that plays Rocky Johnson, they kind of look alike.
yeah, but I'm talking like when he get like in season 2 when he starts getting into the WWF and they have like the Undertakers and the Triple H's and the Stone Colds, or even like Ric Flair looked nothing like Ric Flair. Like the wrestlers that they have wrestling with Rocky or wrestling with The Rock just don't do a great job of looking like the people.
Oh God, I gotta check that.
Would you say they're more porn parodies of the wrestlers?
Is this on Paramount Plus?
I think it is on Paramount Plus. I
right.
would say that the wrestlers that gangbang China in that wrestling spoof porno that she did looked more like the wrestlers and the people on Young Rock.
Wow. Well, that's saying something.
That's also a thing if you didn't know.
I didn't actually. I just kind of went, like, I just kept going with whatever you were doing there. I hadn't actually seen any content.
Yeah, no. Think of like the Royal Rumble, but with cocks.
I see.
The Cocky Rumble.
Yeah, Attitude Era, Pornhub parody cocks.
Oh my God.
All right, Marcus, where would you like to start? Spits or swallows?
I just chugged this water, so I'm gonna go with swallow.
What was your first swallow this week?
So we'll start on Monday. I'll say my first swallow was John Cena's return after his 20-year. I didn't expect the way I thought it was going to expect. I was hoping to see Theory come in there and interrupt him and talk his shit and maybe potentially build up a SummerSlam match, but we got that backstage. They kind of kept it for Cena to himself to celebrate and cherish that moment, which was pretty cool. But did you feel like Cena looked like a cancer patient to you? I know he aged and he's 45, 46 years old, but he dropped to a size medium in that shirt. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I noticed that too. Maybe he's just not pumping iron like he used to when he was wrestling. Maybe some roles just require him to be more lean.
I don't think he's that jacked anymore. He looked like he lost a shitload of weight too.
And we're tied at 17. Let me ask you, Katie, you got to unmute yourself. Welcome to the show. Miss Katie Kinsey Bebe from the She Elite Showcase, the Shaman of She Elite. We just got into our spit or our swallows, and we're swallowing John Cena, which I know is something that you were probably going to do anyway.
And I lost him out.
No, I'm here.
Yeah.
Something that she was probably going to do anyway, swallowing John Cena. To the cancer patient part. If John Cena was a cancer patient, who do you think would visit him in the hospital? Since normally that's his deal.
Nikki Bella.
Hopefully not Vince.
Why not? I'd visit him.
He'll probably go rape a nurse on the way.
Yeah, probably. Marcus said that John Cena has lost so much weight he kind of looks like a cancer patient.
And he
What the
aged.
fuck?
He aged. He looked like
He's a
my
human. Do you want him to not age? I'm confused.
I just was laughing at all the marks on Twitter, like, is Cena okay? Is he dying? Why does he look miserable? And I'm like, he's just getting old. That's what happens. You grow old. They're worried about his health. I'm like, I'm sure he's 100% fine. He's just aging. Like 5
He's
years
fine.
ago, he's fine. He just looks old, but he's in great shape.
Like,
Our
he
truth
just looks
doesn't age.
blatant. Our truth, man. He's
50
found. He bathes in
yeah.
the last. He bathes in the Lazarus pool. That's what our truth does.
R-Truth found the fountain of youth. He's like, what, 55 years old? He found the fountain of youth that Ponce de Leon couldn't fucking find.
And because he found the fountain of youth, that's how he was able to like live through his childhood as John Cena being his childhood hero.
Yeah.
That's how it all makes sense. That's how it all connects. Is that he's lived for so long. He's experienced John Cena's entire career as an infant, as a child, as a youth.
That makes me wonder, what is little Jimmy, by the way? Or who is little Jimmy?
It's his
Maybe-
imaginary friend.
I thought you were going to say his dick or something, but yeah, maybe his imaginary friend.
Maybe it's more of a spiritual thing. Just maybe like a totem, like in Moon Knight, and like R-Truth's actually little Jimmy's avatar, and that's why he lives so long, because little Jimmy gives him youth.
Okay, so we're gonna move on from this conversation. I'm also swallowing the John Cena suckfest on Raw, as I put it. We had Brian Danielson, Big Show, and Jericho all make videos for John Cena. AEW allowed them to do it. And then we had Cena's promo where he gives fans credit, says he ain't done it. It'll be more than just one more match. And then he strips naked on his way to the back, giving all of his clothes to the fans. It was very entertaining.
That's actually one of my spits, is that he stopped at just his shirts, wristband, and hats, and I kind of wish he kept going.
Vince, this is a theme with you. Are you okay? You want to talk about
Oh,
it?
you missed how excited he got when I told him that 2/3 of the Rascals are opening an OnlyFans together.
Kitty, the juices of my guilty pleasures have been titillated this whole week.
Okay.
Vince, what is your first swallow this week?
My first swallow this week is gonna be Jey Uso versus Montez Ford. I thought it was like the best match on Raw.
Yes.
I thought the women's last chance qualifier was really good too. But I love Jey Uso and Montez Ford in there, more so because Montez Ford always has like this like name, or like this like he's gonna be like the breakout guy. He's supposed to be the Shawn Michaels of the group, right? And then Jey Uso, we've seen him have his singles run, which I kind of want him to go back and do his singles run too, so he can be the one that takes the title off of Roman. So seeing them in the singles match against each other just kind of like highlights and shows what they're going to be, or what they could be going forward if they just become singles acts. Which is nothing against their current tag teams. They're fantastic tag teams, obviously, two of the best. But I just love Montez and Jey Uso so much that I kind of want to see them as like singles guys on their own and accomplish like IC, US, and world title like accolades, you know?
I'll agree with Montez, though, again, he's no Angelo Dawkins. No, Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns are the singles. Let the Usos stay together. I don't need a Jey Uso single run. I really don't.
Main
He
event,
tried,
Jey
he
Uso?
failed.
No, he
Fuck
didn't.
main event Jey Uso. Main event Jey Uso got smashed and also got beat by Roman.
I'd like to smash main event Jey Uso, but that's a whole other conversation. But again, more or less, another reason why I'm swallowing Jey versus Montez.
I think Vince is taking my gimmick of being thirsty. What the fuck?
It's all for only male wrestlers too, which has got me asking questions that we'll talk about after the show.
We can talk during the show. I don't care. I'm an open book.
It's July, Vince.
Okay.
Pride month is over. Like,
okay.
if you were going to come out I'm just saying, if you were to come out last month was the month to do it. Like,
Yesterday was your last chance, apparently.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to be gay anymore.
not according to corporations.
I'm proud of all these male wrestlers. Like, I'm proud all year round.
Proud.
Katie, what was your first swallow this week?
So I have some from Forbidden Door, if that's okay.
Yeah, go ahead. Sure, why not?
Okay. FTR specifically, they won their match. They had a great match with Danhausen, who I love, on Wednesday, but now they're holding 3 sets of belts. People are complaining that they're not a good tag team. Well, they're clearly fucking wrong, because they're a great tag team. Whether you like them or not, you have to fucking admit they're great. And, like, let them be them. People were like, oh, they only started pushing them because fans were bitching and complaining. No. We knew FTR was good. We had to bitch and complain because they weren't being utilized. There's a difference.
Plus, like a lot of people in AEW as well. But yeah, man, forever the revival. Forever the revival.
For the Rears is the greatest tag team in AEW right now.
For the Rears. I love it.
I feel like Vince needs to get that put on one of the white walls behind like his couch. For the Rears. And then like a picture of Hangman in his chaps.
I got a question about FTR. Do you think they're going to take the AEW tag titles from the Young Bucks and they'll have 4 belts to walk around with?
Probably.
Yes, I think that was the whole point of having the Bucks take the titles off of Luchasaurus and Jungle Boy. Not only like everything that's going on with them and Christian, but because the Bucks are just going to be transitional champions, so that FTR can hold all the straps.
Do you see it happening maybe at Ring of Honor's upcoming pay-per-view, or you see it maybe like an All Out or maybe a Dynamite special?
All Out.
All Out. I'm going to say All Out. Like, if
okay.
I can see FTR defending the ROH titles at the next ROH show, but they're not going to drop them until, like, they might do like a winner takes all type of match at All Out. You know, they're going to go all out and like put all the titles on the line, you know?
I don't want to see that. I really don't. I enjoy FTR. I don't like this belt collector bullshit. Like, it does not work for me. There's so many talented teams and people out there to hold those titles and to do things with, to throw all of those belts on 2 guys and let them carry around 4 championships for shits and giggles. Like, I'm not about it. I'm really not.
So are you also against Roman having both titles and the Usos having both tag titles?
Yes, I am, because it defeats the whole point of the fucking brand split that they don't fucking have.
Thank you.
I made that very clear.
He's made that very fucking clear for
All right.
Thank you. Someone else said it. Said it. Finally.
Matt stopped fighting it, but yeah, no, he's at this.
I'm not.
Like,
there's nothing to fight. There is no brand split, motherfuckers. We had a 6-woman tag match, 3 from Raw and 3 from SmackDown tonight, because there is no brand split. People can just show up where the fuck they want.
I have a spit from Raw that relates to something about that.
About what?
Okay, so
wait, hold on. Relates to what?
About the Raw and SmackDown competing in one match on Raw, bringing some SmackDown guys in for a fill-in, technically.
Well, we're not on spits yet, so we will get to that though.
All right.
My first swallow, unless you want to bang out your, how many you got for Forbidden Door, Katie?
Just one more.
Do that one too. Let's get Forbidden Door out of the way.
Oh, Claudio.
Yeah, we talked about him at the beginning. Yeah.
Yes. Okay, well, I wasn't here, but Claudio is fantastic. Everything he did in his match with Zack Sabre Jr., which was really good. Him being the MVP of the Blood and Guts match, like, people can deny it if they want to, but he was the MVP. He got the win.
Yep.
So,
speaking of the Blood and Guts and Claudio, We the People, like the little like real Americans, like like moment right there with Jake Hager and Claudio was fantastic because I like the Real Americans, which is ironic because I'm a Mexican and they were very much against immigrants and stuff. But I liked Cesaro and Jack Swagger. They were a good tag team. I thought they had some potential there, and I liked the Jack Swagger. But yeah, so like following that, the We the People moment.
Were we talking about Blood and Guts? Did I miss that?
Yeah, because Katie Wentz like talked about
in Guts. That's why.
in Blood and Guts.
Well, since we're on that, I also am swallowing Blood and Guts. I'm swallowing the Clockwork Orange cosplay that the Jagoffs did. The Tay Conti upskirt shot that we got after Ruby Soho came down and ripped her down and threw her on the ground, which was, as I said, up on Reddit within minutes. Like they gave no delay. Sammy getting murdered and then landing not on a crash pad. So that was fun. No crash pad for Sammy. And then Kingston being disappointed that he wasn't the one to choke out Jericho and get the win, and just sad and pouty at the end of the match because even though they won, it wasn't the way he wanted to win. But Blood and Guts overall was fucking cool as shit. They beat the living shit out of each other. Everyone bled. I had a blast.
Because you mentioned it, I'm gonna spit Jericho's existence and all of the Jericho Appreciation Society's outfits. I thought their outfit was trash. The only one that looked good was Tay Conti.
Have you ever seen a Clockwork Orange?
No.
Okay.
And I get yelled at. I don't see movies. All right. Bullshit.
My first swallow is going to be the Sexecutioners calling out Rey Mysterio for being a bad dad and pushing the heel Dom agenda forward, because the fact that Dom is still hanging around his dad annoys the fuck out of me. He should have turned a long time ago. He needs to turn. And if it is the Edge and Finn Balor combination getting into his head and making him do that just so I can watch Dom whoop Ray's ass, why are you looking at me funny?
Who?
Damien Priest and Finn.
Isn't that what I said? What I said?
You said
Edge.
Yeah,
Edge
well.
and
That's why I look.
Damian Priest and Finn Balor getting in his head and turning him on his father so I can watch Dom beat the shit out of his dad. I'm all for it. I was really hoping they'd go with the "you're not my father, Eddie's my father" thing, but it doesn't look like we're going to get that. So I just never want to see Ray worn as a backpack down to the ring again. I'm sick of that shit.
Raw's gonna be in San Diego Monday night. That could be the perfect place to do the heel turn for Dominic.
I agree.
I don't think it should be a full-blown heel turn. I think it should be a slow burn thing because this could set up for a match at SummerSlam between Rey Mysterio and Finn.
It's been a slow burn thing. They've been hinting at this and going back and forth and talking about it.
They start and stop at the whole Dominic turning on Ray thing. But I do like this because A, Dominic will look fantastic in the suit. B, he already has black hair, which my theory is for you. My Austin theory is that you have to have black hair to be a full-fledged member of the Executioners, which is why Edge got kicked out. And 3, this just gives something for Rey Mysterio and Dominic to do.
I don't know. I can't see that dipshit joining Judgment Day.
Executioners.
Judgment Day's Executioners. I'd actually like to see what heel Dominic can do, and I can't say he can't do it until I see him turn heel and see where it goes. But putting him in leather and chains and giving him a BDSM dominatrix fucking feel, why the fuck not? We could give him a gimp mask, like Ray's got his mask. He can wear a gimp mask.
No, that's not.
I was born this way. Ask Lady Gaga. What is your next swallow, Marcus?
My next swallows from Blood and Guts. That whole fucking match was just amazing. Blackpool Combat Club just fucking murdered JAS. Sammy Guevara was the only one that got murdered. Daniel Garcia was in a fucking puddle of that period blood, getting stabbed with fucking forks and fucking chopsticks and butt plugs and whatever else Moxley was pulling out of his pocket.
Who exactly was on their period that blood was period blood?
Probably Tyconic, because she was freaking the fuck out that Sammy was getting thrown like a rag doll and all those uppercuts from Claudio. By the way, Claudio better fucking be world champion while he's in AEW because he's already a fucking star and everybody loves him. He's like the most beloved guy, and that was on his first night on the job on Dynamite. Tony Khan was probably blew an orgasm and snorting coke at the same time, seeing what Claudio brought to the table. But yeah, the whole Eddie Kingston being pissed because he put Jericho in a submission, but Daddy Magic tapped out before Jericho did, and could potentially get a Eddie Kingston Claudio feud. I like it. I want to see it coming. Yeah, Sammy didn't go through what Jericho did when he got thrown off the top. Portraying Mick Foley getting thrown off the top of the fucking cage, and Eddie Kingston just walking in with the fucking kendo stick, just hitting people in fucking sight. That was kind of funny as shit.
That bothered me because it looked bad. Like you could see he had no effort behind those kendo stick shots, and guys are just dropping until he got to where he wanted and started beating people. So that I did not like. I would say if anyone in that match was on their period, it was Jericho, and I feel like he's constantly on his period, just repeatedly. Seeing as he look, actually, you know what? He might be an old white woman in menopause. He might not have a period anymore. I'm not sure where he's at in his life cycle.
And that fireball came out somewhere else because he's a wizard.
Oh my god, that's a disrespectful on wizards.
Vince, what is your next swallow?
My next swallow is Orange Cassidy versus Ethan Page. I thought it was a fantastic match. I loved it. I loved the story of Orange Cassidy trying to power slam Ethan Page and finally getting the win with the power slam. Oh, it was all great. I loved every bit of it.
All right. I mean, I enjoy Orange Cassidy. I like the gimmick of him. I like it much more when he does more of the I'm lazy shit and then he has to work up to it. I feel like he's been going pretty hard as just like a regular wrestler a lot lately, and he can go, so I'll give him that. But
you're right.
I really like the way he did it when he had that match with Pac, where he was lazy for like the first half of the match, just doing gimmick shit, and then Pac started whooping his ass, and then he had to bring it out. I wish they do more of that.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. I'm just gonna say I'm a little biased with this match just because I love Orange Cassidy and I love Ethan Page. He used to be the former freelance underground world champion here in Chicago, and I've seen him plenty, and I like him, and I think he has all the potential in the world to be a top guy in either AEW or in any other company. But I'm just very bullish on Ethan Page, so that's why I would just like love the chemistry these two guys had.
Okay, he needs to get away from Dan Lambert if he actually wants to do something.
Yes, I 100% agree.
Katie, what's your next swallow?
Trick Mello. Just in general, their backstage stuff on NXT was great. Mello, don't miss, obviously, but his reaction to everything leading up to them leaving, with Grayson Waller coming up and having him just sign a bunch of shit. And I knew something was suspicious when you only see that much of a piece of paper, and he's like, oh, just sign it. So that makes sense. But their chemistry, they're one of the best things in NXT. And there's a lot of good, but I definitely think Trick Mello is like top tier quality shit on there. So I loved everything they were doing this week. So Trick Mello.
I'm with you until the end interview before they left, where they told him, oh, hey, you signed a contract for a match. The acting was really like, it felt really corny and bad.
It did. But I wasn't like mad at it. It definitely could have been better. But
I'm spitting that whole walkout interview. Oh my God, I can't believe I signed a contract. I can't believe he got me. Gosh, like it was cheesy as fuck. So
okay, fair.
Just that ending part though. My next swallow, seeing as you guys just said fuck Raw, Zeke. Because Zeke is getting everyone, including John Cena, Zeked up, but more specifically, the fact that Zeke told us that Elrod was in the building. Elias was showing Elrod around while John Cena was getting Zeked up, and I enjoy the shit out of that. So I'm looking forward to finding out who the fuck or what the fuck I should say Elrod is, because I'm sure it's going to be the exact same thing.
Elrod, didn't he say Elrod is their younger brother?
He's the youngest. Yeah, the youngest. So it's Elias, Ezekiel, and Elrod. So I want to see what they do for him to be the youngest brother and how that plays out.
It's gotta be Sandow, right? Like,
is it bad that I want it to be R-Truth?
What the fuck?
I think it's just gonna be Elias, different clothes. Like this is gonna be like the Three Faces of Foley. I don't know why you guys think they're bringing someone in to play. Like they're not. They're just gonna
be funny.
Do something different with his hair. I don't know. Maybe they'll put him in a fucking diaper and give him a baby bottle. Like who knows?
Also, be young.
They did it in the big show. They did it in the big show, so why not?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was a dark time.
Was it?
Ezekiel, everything with Ezekiel lately has been really good. I love that. I also told you, like, I didn't watch Raw because I had no internet or cable at the time.
Yeah,
but I did see like bits and pieces on Twitter, and I did see the interaction of Cena and Zeke. So Zeke's got the Cena approval, so I can't even be mad. That's Cena's the GOAT.
I like the advice that Cena gave him was like, be yourself or be like who you really are or something like that, which is funny because like it's just funny. It's funny. It's so on the nose. I love it.
Okay. Marcus, what's your next swallow for the week?
Well, if we're moving to SmackDown now, I'll say my swallow from SmackDown was I just called it as a shot in the dark. I said Madcap Moss was going to take the final spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match, and now he's in it. And I didn't even watch SmackDown. I just followed it on Twitter, and I'm like, holy shit. So we could potentially, I guess he last eliminated Baron Corbin because all they kept showing was Baron Corbin pissed off and staring at McAfee. And I'm like, well, we might end up getting that at SummerSlam like they've been predicting as well, which I'm all in to see another Pat McAfee match. And that would be best to see him go against Happy Corbin, Baron Corbin, whatever the fuck you want to call him.
Bum ass Baron Corbin.
Ass Baron Corbin.
Bum ass. I like it.
That's actually one of my spits. The whole thing, the opening segment with everyone on the ladders where they were trying to recreate the moment, like it sucked. Matt Riddle had a microphone, so it sucks. That gets a spit. The opening battle royal that featured participants that are already in the Money in the Bank, and then 4 people that I don't give a fuck about trying to get into Money in the Bank. Baron Corbin winning that, making us think that he got into Money in the Bank. And then Adam Pearce making this fatal 4-way match and Madcap Moss actually winning it and getting the last spot Money in the Bank. Because again, as long as you're calling him Madcap Moss, like you changed his gear and everything, which is cool, but like the name sucks. I don't give a fuck about this guy. Like I wanted to see him beat up Baron Corbin because I hated Baron Corbin, not because I like Madcap Moss.
True.
Madcap in your ass, Moss.
No, fuck that guy. Vince.
Since we're on SmackDown, can I just go ahead and
we're not on SmackDown. Listen, I'm still on Raw. I don't know where all of your swallows, everyone, like Marcus didn't swallow anything from NXT. You guys jumped to Dynamite. Like I have no idea where all of the swallows went, but we are not technically on SmackDown. You can swallow wherever you want. It's just your next swallow.
No. I meant since we were already talking about SmackDown, because Marcus brought up SmackDown. Can I just go ahead and just take this time to say I'm just gonna spit all of SmackDown because I thought it was like the worst show of the week?
Wouldn't you just save that for your spits when we got the spits?
That's what I'm doing.
I'm just spitting it all right now and then moving on.
That's not how this works.
This is how I'm doing
it. I need you to get on the new format train. And
all right.
I know you missed last week. Last week went really smooth, and here you are just fucking me up again.
I'm swallowing the only thing on SmackDown that I liked, Maximum Male Models. I thought it was so bad, so corny, so cheesy, so off the wall, so terrible that I fucking loved it. I love Max Dupree. I love Massey. I love what was Mansoor's?
Mansoor.
I love Mansoor. I love Pat McAfee going all over the place. I love the word titillated being used all over my television screen. I thought it was hilarious. I was Pat McAfee during that whole thing. I loved it. It's so bad. It's terrible. I'm not supposed to like it, but I just love it.
I'm
Oh, no.
skipping that.
Fucking terrible.
Yeah, no. I'm with Marcus. That was fucking god awful. The whole thing. Like, I wanted my juices to be titillated. I really did.
Mine were.
They were not in any way, shape, or form. If anything, if I had a boner, it took it away. It killed my boner for that segment, for Max Dupree, for all of this shit. I was excited. I was hoping it was going to be fun and good, and it was garbage.
My boner was cut off and thrown out the fucking window of a car.
Monsway and Matt I gotta remember the names, but Mesa and Mansoor, they look fantastic. They look like $1 million. They look like real models right there. They were feeling themselves. The catwalk was fantastic. Did you see those ankles on Mace? Did you see the ankles?
That's the new turn on now is ankles. People get
apparently because Max Dupree kept talking about it, and so did Pat McAfee. So I'm gonna continue the train about talking about the ankles. They all look fantastic. A plus plus.
We go
A
from
plus plus.
we go from ass and titties to hoses and ankles. That's the new turn on.
We're progressive. We're progressive here. We don't kink shame whatsoever here. I think Matt would agree here. I'm just excited to see who else is going to join the agency because I think more people on SmackDown should join the Maximum Male Model Agency and just get their juices titillated.
Oh,
That's another spit. Why is it only maximum male models? What does he have against female models? Why is this a sexist regime?
Yeah, get Toxic Attraction to be some female models.
Matt,
Jesus
didn't you
Christ.
know women don't have rights? Come on.
That's true. That's true.
We don't have rights anymore, you silly goose.
And
Why?
because of that, they're not allowed to be models on SmackDown.
Apparently, we can't do anything.
Yeah.
Weird.
Katie, what's your next swallow?
Okay, you're gonna have to remind me if this actually happened on Raw, because again, bits and pieces. Was the like the 6-woman elimination match?
Yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
I can swallow that, I guess. I mean, based off, I really wanted Shayna to win because I thought Shayna in the match would be cool. A big spit of that match was Xia Li got eliminated first. That's fucking disrespectful, a little bit racist, none of my business. But Becky winning is fine. Like, we needed someone else in that match. Someone who's been, I think she's been in the most out of everyone in there. So she has the experience in the match. She's been in like 3.
I don't recall her being in a single Money in the Bank ladder match. My like whole memory bank of Becky being in those matches are completely gone.
You do realize her losing the Money in the Bank ladder match and then snapping on Charlotte was what led to the man gimmick, right?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you.
Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Like everyone was hyped for Becky to win and thought she was going to win Money in the Bank, and she didn't. And then she had her match with Charlotte and lost that and snapped and was supposed to turn heel. But instead of turning heel, everyone's like, "Fuck yeah, Becky!" And then she became the man.
Yeah, literally.
Interesting.
So I guess I'm okay. Like it's a swallow that Becky's in it because that's someone who's gonna have the experience to kind of help this match go smooth. I'm very nervous to see this live tomorrow, but
I'm excited.
I'm nervous.
I'll
The women, yeah, I was gonna say the women have been killing it, and I've got that on my list of swallows as well because not only was it a damn good match, but they've been doing a lot of multi-person matches with a variation of all of these women, and they've all been really good.
I have nothing like with the women. It's just adding ladders is always a scary thing because so many people get injured with them. Not just for the women, but just in general. I feel like especially with this fucking injury bug going around, I'm nervous. Okay.
Yes, I understand. Lacey Evans is in the match. Raquel Rodriguez is in the match. So those are 2 red flags right there. Those are 2 red cards. But I'm swallowing the match. I thought it was my second favorite match on Raw on Monday. I thought it was really good. I am spitting the fact that Becky's in the match because it's clear that her and Oscar are going to transition to a match at SummerSlam, and they're just in there to like have more name value, stuff like that. But I would have loved to see Xia Li get a shot at this. You know, why not make it like 8 slots in the ladder match and let Xia Li get some shine?
thought they
That's
were-
mostly where I'm at with the whole thing. It's just like, yeah, Becky, fine, but I just don't care. I just kind of wish it was someone else.
Fair
But the
enough.
match was good.
Speaking of ladder matches, I hope that Riddle suffers a non-fatal injury in his ladder match. Neither here nor there.
Neither here nor there.
So that was Katie's. My next swallow is Carmella. Her new entrance music, she looked fucking fantastic. Carmella can turn it on when she needs to. Is she going to lose to Bianca? Probably. Absolutely. That's fine. But her attacking Bianca and turning it on when she needs to is fucking fantastic. And my God, did she look good no matter what the fuck Ryan had to say in the group chat, because she looked fantastic. So, and Bianca's promo was great as well.
Like in Big Swallow to Carmella bringing back moving Titan drones.
Mhm.
Like,
Yes, yeah.
fuck yes, let's go,
More music videos, please.
Yeah.
please.
Marcus, swallow.
Yeah, I want to swallow Mandy Rose versus Nikita Lyons on NXT.
Yes.
Oh, she's back.
Elaborate.
Just two badass women, two fine looking women in a match. And then you throw Gigi and Jason at the end getting involved. You can't ask for more. That's a match made in heaven.
Marcus, would you say your juices of your guilty pleasures were titillated?
I guess. I don't know.
See, the match wasn't great, but the aesthetic was fantastic.
That's
So-
the only reason I'm swallowing it for his the ass.
You said the
The
right
ass
word for me. You said the right word for me. Aesthetic.
Ass aesthetic. Specify.
Aesthetic. That's funny.
Aesthetic.
Because goddamn.
Make
Hot
that
damn.
ass shake.
Alexa, play Shake Your Ass by Mystical.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. That's one of my swallows as well. Just purely for the aesthetic, because again, it was not a great match, but the aesthetic was fantastic. Vince,
So
were you able to get your notes yet, or?
yeah, I have my notes. I realized that I have like a lot of the swallows that you guys have mentioned, like that I had listed, you guys already mentioned, and I didn't watch NXT this week. I skipped NXT this week, and I'm spitting all of SmackDown except for Maximum Male Models, so I have literally only swallows from Raw and AEW left. So I'm gonna go ahead and swallow, even though we kind of talked about it, but I'm just gonna get out of the way loosely. The Acclaimed and the Ass Boys, the Danhausen, FTR, the whole thing, Scissor Me, Daddy Ass, Max Caster, just like miracles happening on Dynamite. Anthony Bowens being able to walk again and being able to like get out of his wheelchair. That was a living miracle right then and there. And the fact that the
It's the
Ass
power
Boys,
of scissoring.
the power of scissoring, exactly. Like all the scissoring he got from Ass Daddy all these weeks has finally propelled them out of that wheelchair. So I love that. I love good vibes. Just nothing but good miracles on the show. I will say the Ass Boys need to check themselves, which Ass Daddy did. He checked I don't know which one of the Ass Boys after the match.
Austin Gunn.
The power, Austin. The power and the blinding brightness of the miracle of Anthony Bowens walking blinded everyone, including himself, which is why he hit Austin with the crutch in that match. So it was the blinding lights of that miracle of Anthony Bowens walking. So yeah. So I'm swallowing the whole match. I'm swallowing everything. I'm swallowing miracles.
We got you.
Something tells me Billy Gunn is gonna turn on his own kids and join the
Already
Scissor
did.
Clan.
He already has. So here's the thing.
He
And
chose his new sons.
well, that's
That counted. I thought I was waiting for like actually beat them down where it actually leads to a tag team match in the upcoming Dynamiters. So I didn't know that did
probably
count
will,
as a turn. I thought it was just like a back off, go back and cool down and shit. I didn't know that was technically counted as I turned on them and aligned with the Acclaim.
Well, I mean, the Acclaimed are already lined with him and the Ass Boys, so there's not really like turning on them and aligning because they haven't split yet. But Billy Gunn absolutely did
They did when
choose
they were scissoring.
Billy Gunn. I've been trying to say this for like 5 minutes, and now it's not going to be funny, but I'm going to say it anyway because damn it, Billy Gunn finally got to choose the family he wanted over the family he was given, and I respect the shit out of that.
Gotta love it.
They need to be tag team champions soon too. The Acclaim.
Yes,
No, they
thank
don't.
you.
Not
Yes,
a,
they do.
no, they don't.
They should actually have the FTR gimmick where they collect all the titles.
Katie,
That's what
what's
they
your
No.
next swallow?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Tony D'Angelo.
Tony D.
Is still a thing?
What the
Yeah.
fuck? Yes, he's still a thing. He two times is now swimming with the fishes, as he should be. That whole thing was fantastic. It because Tony's still injured that we know of, so he's not going to be wrestling. But if we're getting more vignettes and shit like this, I'm in. Because Matt loves Tony D. I love Tony D. Vince is a hater. Okay, Marcus also loves Tony D. See?
Yep.
No.
And I like
You
Tony
are
D.
muted. No. You are done because we do not disrespect the Don here. So until we are done talking about the Don, you are going to stay muted because it was a fantastic vignette. I'll just keep muting you. And I'll just put you in the waiting room.
Oh, Vince is going to go in the waiting room.
They
I was-
murdered. Go ahead, Marcus.
I was blessed to say that I was at Stand and Deliver to watch him beat Tommaso Ciampa.
There you go. Listen, they killed Two Dimes. They threw him in the river. He is asleep with the fishes. And then Santos calls with his disrespectful bullshit, which is why Vince is muted because we've had enough disrespectful bullshit launched at the Don recently. And Tony was so mad he threw his phone in the river too. He's like, you know what? Fuck the phone. Everything.
Forget about it.
Gone. Yeah, because Santos is calling talking shit. So we murdered Two Dimes because he tried to ascend to the throne and take Tony's place, and you don't try and take Tony's place. He also got really high and fired. So yeah, there's that. And Santos talking shit and Tony throwing his phone into the river.
What he deserves.
My next swallow was Alexa and Liv going from friendly competitors or from friends to competitors and that little back and forth that they had before their match and the great match that they had one-on-one with Liv getting the win over Alexa.
I agree.
I enjoy that whole dynamic between them. I want to see them as a tag team. I hope we bring the women's tag team titles back so that comes to fruition. If Liv doesn't win the Money in the Bank, which I think she's a dark horse to win. Like I absolutely could see Liv in the bank.
I think she's the front runner for me.
Yeah.
I hope she wins. I'll lose my mind.
I'll lose it right there with you.
I'm also going to finish off Raw so I can move on and try and catch up with you guys. My last swallow is Cody Rhodes. Because listen, to quote the famous Cat Williams, you have to be in tune with your motherfucking star player. All right. Cody Rhodes, this man went from being part of a family that Vince treated as a joke in the way that he did Stardust, Goldust, and even the way he ribbed Dusty when Dusty was in WWE, made a name for himself, made me hate him when I wasn't even supposed to hate him in AEW, yet somehow came here to WWE and has completely won me over. Like this man just sat there after getting his titty repaired, just talking about the Money in the Bank match. And it is the most hype I've been for the Money in the Bank match since they've started talking about the men's Money in the Bank match. I have not really given a fuck about anyone in it. I don't have a front runner for who I want to see win, any of that shit. But Cody Rhodes excited me. And part of me, a very big part, was hoping he was going to get that last spot and not fucking Madcap Moss. But Cody Rhodes for just being a goddamn treasure.
Oh, yeah. He's a national treasure. He's America's sweetheart. Go ahead, Marcus.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm just calling it now. He's gonna come back at Royal Rumble and win it.
All right. I'd be cool with that.
I was actually going to ask if he was healthy, Was he supposed to win Money in the Bank?
Probably.
Yes.
I think so. I believe
I
so.
mean, he was the poster child for Money in the Bank.
What the plan was, they have him win it, cash it in on 4th of July, and win on 4th of July until he tore his pectoral muscle.
See, that part I don't believe. I think he called a shot in that commercial he did where he said, you win Money in the Bank, you go on to WrestleMania. I think he would have held it till WrestleMania, cashed it in for WrestleMania.
That was a fuck up he did. He was supposed to say, he was brought up WrestleMania. He's like, the winner gets a title shot at WrestleMania. He fucked up in that commercial, but they kept him played along with it. And then we were worried, what the fuck? Are they going to just change tradition now? If they're going to make the winner get a title shot at WrestleMania, then what's the point of a Royal Rumble match?
Did he fuck up or did he call his shot? I'm going to say he called his shot.
I'm going to agree with you there, man. I think he called a shot.
My WWE Cody Rhodes doesn't fuck up. I don't want to believe that.
Thank you. Thank you. I love this, Matt. I love that Matt's behind Cody now. I love this energy he's bringing.
I don't
Marcus?
like it, but I do want a shirt. I kind of want one of his American Nightmare shirts, even though I'm not a big fan of him.
I'm going to
No,
start
I'm not a
busting.
fan of America right now, so I don't want any of his shirts.
Fair enough. Marcus, do you have any more swallows?
You mentioned it. This will probably be my last swallow. The Alexa Bliss Liv Morgan match. It's kind of a dream match too. I like them being as a tag team. I want them to be tag team champions too, but they'll have to go through John Laurinaitis and Vince in probably a whatever fucking type of match they want. But yeah, I like it. Let them. I want to see them in a title match. Whoever is champion by then, if we get them again in the future, let it be for a championship.
Fuck it, send them down to NXT where there's actually a women's tag team division.
Yep, there's that.
Vince, swallows.
I have one more swallow. It's Luchasaurus being the living embodiment, the pro wrestling reincarnation of the Dragon Zord now that he's turned heel. He's literally the Dragon Zord now. Like, he came out at Christian's command. There were memes everywhere. There's like, this is how Christian turned Luchasaurus, and it's literally a gif of the Green Power Ranger with the flutes, like the Dragon Zord flute. I thought it was fantastic.
The dagger flute, yeah.
The dagger flute, yeah. So I'm swallowing Luchasaurus in the new Dragon Zord of pro wrestling.
I don't agree with that assessment in any way, shape, or form, but I do swallow the segment. Listen, this is what needs to happen. Christian needs to become an archaeologist. Christian needs to start carrying a fossil that is part of Luchasaurus's mother. It is a fossil from his mother that gives him power. And then in a couple years, we could re-debut Lance Archer, say that he is Luchasaurus's long lost caveman brother who he thought was dead, but was frozen in ice. And Christian thawed him out to take down Luchasaurus. That is what needs to happen. Seeing as I don't respect the man once known as Kane anymore. So I don't want to make that comparison. But the badass dude that destroyed Serpentico, this is what, like, listen, I know you guys are Jungle Boy fans, and that's fine. Jungle Boy's cool. His sister's better. I'd rather see her wrestle. Neither here nor there. You know, shout out to his dad, Luke Perry. He was a cool actor. Luchasaurus as a singles monster is what I've wanted since the day I saw him.
I have a question for you, Matt.
Yes.
Go ahead, Marcus. You can go first.
Why don't Christian just be a paleontologist?
Archaeologist, paleontologist, yeah, same shit.
Oh, okay.
I think everybody was. Matt, my question for you.
Yes.
Because you probably know the answer best.
I do.
Have you told Travis about this, and how would Travis feel about this?
I did tell Travis about this, and what Travis specifically said was, we don't use the K word anymore, referring to Kane. And he at the time that we discussed this, he was talking about his favorite move in wrestling, the Dragon Rana, and asked me if Luchasaurus does a Dragon Rana, to which I answered him in just questions. So I said, yes, question mark. And he goes, I feel like you're lying to me. And I said, no, question mark. And then he goes, why don't I believe you? Is it yes or no? And I'm like, yes, he does, question mark. No, I'm not lying, question mark. So that was the entirety of the conversation was,
Okay.
I don't know that Luchasaurus does a Dragon Rana. I couldn't find anything of him doing a Dragon Rana, but I didn't want to ruin it for Travis and tell him no. So I was like, if I can just tell Travis that he does it and he believes me, maybe he'll go check it out and he'll like it. So
if he is the new Dragon Zord, that should be his new finish, the Dragon Rana.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a fucking dinosaur. If anything, he's the fucking Red Ranger Zord. He's not a dragon.
He's a T-Rex.
He's not a dragon.
He had fire breathing like entrance at the stage. He felt very dragon-esque. I feel like he digivolved into a dragon.
He's a Digivolve, yeah.
Listen,
He got
listen.
a new mask now. It's like a black dinosaur mask now instead of greenish.
Yeah,
He's
it's just like
evil.
black.
He's an
It's like
evil
Black
Mr.
War Gray
Dinosaur.
Man.
That's why.
You
Black
do
War
realize
Gray
it was very hot back in prehistoric days, right? But like before
Mhm.
the Ice Age, like heat, fire, like it was a thing.
And Luchasaurus is hot. Like I love this new Luchasaurus.
Okay.
I got a
Katie?
question.
Okay,
I'm
go
sorry,
ahead,
Kate.
Marcus.
Well, no, yours might take a while because it's going to be a rant. I'll let ladies first.
Well, I was
No,
just gonna
no.
go with I was gonna let Katie go with her next swallow. So is this about Luchasaurus or is this about something else?
About something else, but I know you're going to go on and on about it. And it does
Okay.
not involve your hateful Matt Riddle.
Well, let's
It's
hold on to
somebody
that.
else.
Because you guys are both out of swallows. I still have a bunch. I don't know how many Katie has. So Katie, swallows.
A handful more, like maybe 2 or 3. As much as you don't like it, I'm kind of digging Braun Breaker and Cameron Grimes right now, specifically for the fact that we got heel Grimes again, because that's what he does best when he's a heel. Him as a face was okay, but their promos in NXT, like the video packages, and then their interaction at the end, and the fucking turnbuckle breaking and the top rope busting. And I mean, Braun's shoulder did look kind of fucked. I don't know if that was just the angle they were doing it. I don't know if he's actually hurt. I wouldn't fucking be surprised. But, and Cameron just like being like, well, I know I couldn't beat you at 100%, but now you're not 100%. Everything with that was really good. It was a good way to end it because Tuesday is when they face, I think. So it was a good go-home show for the two of them, at least.
That's actually in my swallows, specifically just the ending part, because I don't care about the vignettes or anything like that. But the fact that Braun or that Cameron Grimes was taking shots at his hair or like his lineage, his dad saying, you don't have heart, your dad didn't have heart, that's why he was never a world champion. And then, like you said, the turnbuckle exploding when Braun impacted into it. Like, yeah, no, I'm with that 100%. Enjoyed all of that. And the back and forth between Braun and Grimes on the mic was great as well. So they're selling me on the feud. Like, I still want to see Grimes lose because I don't want to see him as NXT champion, but I'm with it. I am on NXT, and my very first swallow from NXT is Lash Legend kicking the doctor out, who was giving us an update on Alba Fire, to brag about how she put her on the shelf and said, come fuck with me, bitches. I'll put you on the shelf too.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Basically what she
That's
did.
funny.
And good. Like they're utilizing her in this dominant, like strong woman heel. So we can't be mad. Like I wonder how long Alba Fire will be like on the shelf. Cause I feel like she just came back and like debuted. But wherever this goes for Lash is gonna be great for her because everyone's like one of the things I love about NXT is all of the women have a place to shine in some capacity, or like the majority of them, because you have like Mandy and Toxic Attraction, Nikita, Team 2001, like all of them engrossed in a feud, and like Indian, it's Kiana James.
Yes.
Sexy stripper, yeah. Everything. This is the place to go for women's wrestling, or just women on your TV, because you can't get it anywhere else for more than like 2 matches.
I was gonna say Raw and SmackDown have been at least taking those 2 matches and putting every single woman they had in those matches. So you're like, we're not going to give you 5 segments, but we'll give you 5 women at once. And sometimes if you can't go 5 rounds, 5 at one time might work for you. Like,
So, yeah.
No, I'm with you on that. What's your next swallow?
What was it? It's I don't know if it's necessarily a swallow or spit, because I just want to see what happens after it. Sonya Deville slapping the shit out of Adam Pearce.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now, in a perfect world, in my perfect world, Adam Pearce would have just slapped her back and then would have led to a match because intergender wrestling is what I want. But I won't get that, so I don't know where this is going to go. Why are you looking at me like that?
You said intergender wrestling is what you want, but you were all surprised when I praised the only intergender match last week that we could talk about in Scarlet
Boudreaux.
Bordeaux,
Bordeaux.
Oh, okay.
and Eddie only in the bra and panties match with the double-ended dildo. Like, I thought
I wasn't. No, I knew you were gonna swallow that. You were swallowing it specifically for the double-ended dildo. I'm not a moron. But
that was not the only reason I swallowed that.
I
Did you
said
see
one
Scarlet?
of. I said one of.
I was gonna say.
No, Scarlet. Goddamn.
Yeah.
Yes. She's making a killing with that OnlyFans.
As you should.
I'm swallowing Solo and Apollo's bonding moment backstage, and also this new cocky, confident, relaxed Apollo Crews who puts Zion Quinn in his place. I enjoyed the shit out of that, and I'm looking forward to, like, Apollo is hitting on a different level. Like, he didn't hit the first time around in NXT. He found a gimmick, the Uha Nation gimmick that he did in WWE that worked really well. Then it just kind of fell off and disappeared. Now he's finding a whole new groove. The guy can go in the ring. So I'm swallowing Apollo as well. What else you got, Katie?
Sorry, I was distracted by the sirens outside. I think that might have been my last one. I don't know. I didn't get the chance to see SmackDown or Rampage, obviously, because I just got back and I was late.
All right. I don't know where the fuck Vince went, but I'll bang these ones out real quick. Viking Raiders coming out with shields and smashing the New Day with shields, because that was kind of fucking cool. Like, I love the New Day. I hate to see them get beat down, but if the Viking Raiders are going to come out and do shit, smashing them with shields, I'm all for it. That was fun. Shotzi, Asuka, Alexa, and Liv all being in one match together on my Friday night SmackDown in that 6-woman tag match. That's everything I could have wanted to see in women's wrestling on the main roster all in one. So that was a big plus as well. And then my last
pick up the win for that too.
He did. Liv is on a win streak. And my last swallow is Herky Jerky Gato and Tiffany Haddish, specifically just their entrance, allowing people to touch their poles. That was fun.
Why are you like this?
What are you talking about?
Tiffany Haddish?
That's his name, right?
No.
What do you mean? Herky
Yeah,
Jerky
no, I'm
Gato
so sorry,
and
Matt. You're
Tiffany
right.
Haddish. Yeah.
It's Tiffany
Oh.
Haddish. I'm so sorry.
Here, help me. You say his name like the way that you actually think it's pronounced, and then I'll repeat it back and see if I can get it right.
No, because I know what you're gonna do.
No, seriously. Do it.
No.
Go ahead.
No,
Who is,
no.
I'm gonna try. I want to try too. Like, is it a New Japan guy? I'm assuming.
It is a
Yeah.
Japan guy.
Was he on Forbidden Door?
Is this on Rampage?
No.
Yes, this was on Rampage.
Hiroki Goto?
Well, that's Herky Jerky Gato. That's neither here nor there. She's talking specifically about Tiffany Haddish. She has a problem with that. So what's his name, Katie? We're not moving on until you do this.
I can't remember what his name is. I can't
Yoshihashi?
look it up. I'm on my
I'm
Yoshihashi.
sorry. Okay, so what's the first name?
Yoshi, like
Yoshi.
the dinosaur from Super Mario.
Okay,
Yes.
Yoshi, and then the last name?
Hashi.
Hashi. Okay, now I'll put it together. Tiffany
Yep.
Haddish.
Okay.
I don't get where the problem is.
See, I
Anyway.
knew that's what you were gonna fucking do.
All right. I got one for you. Yoshinobu Kamaru.
What?
The one
Bless
from-
you? What?
The one that's in Suzuki Gun with Minoru Suzuki and Desperado. The one that drinks the whiskey that ate from Forbidden Door. The one that came out with the bottle of whiskey. Yoshinobu Kamaru.
This is not something that I can just drop on the spot. I need time to think of a name for
I'll give you-
him.
Okay.
I will come up with something by the end of the show. I'll give you that. But Marcus, we are on spits, and I know this is what you have been waiting for. So, what is your first spit of the week?
Well, first spin of the week, I'm gonna go back to Raw. Since they pulled at first I didn't know if it was going to be a fucking handicap match or a lumberjack gauntlet match, but the Kevin Owens supposed to face Ezekiel or Elias or Elrod. Found out it was going to be a Money in the Bank qualifying match. They pull it off the card. They have a last chance battle royal to kick off the show to qualify, and you got SmackDown guys on it too. But you're calling it last chance, but they have another spot left that you're going to do on SmackDown. Why call it last chance? That's my first spit. And
hold on, Marcus, hold on. I'm gonna make you happy. What was that guy's name again?
Oh, Yoshinobu Kamaru.
Oh, she goes poo tomorrow.
Are you like this?
Wait, say that again. Say that again. I didn't quite catch that.
I'm about poo.
She goes poo tomorrow.
Yoshi goes poo tomorrow.
No, she goes
shit.
poo tomorrow.
Oh, she goes poo tomorrow.
Yep.
I actually like it better.
Stupid.
And you said he's part of the Suzuki weapons manufacturing division of New
Yes.
Japan?
Yes, with Minoru Suzuki and Desperado. Yes.
Murder Grandpa.
Yes.
Didn't
right.
you come up with something for Hiroshi Tanahashi like on last episode or two?
Hiroshi Tamagotchi.
Yes, that's the one.
Hiroshi
the new
Tamagotchi.
name.
Okay, I got a question. This is that rant I'm talking about. You're gonna go off on. So when we did our show earlier, we were predicting Great American Bash NXTs, and one match in particular, we were talking about random guys from the league, and Justin was like, "Oh shit, you better not let Matt hear that. He's gonna go off harder than he does on Riddle." Supposedly you don't like Grayson Waller.
I don't hate Grayson Waller as much as I hate Matt Riddle, so that's not true. I just don't see any value whatsoever in Grayson Waller. He's basically Australian Logan Paul. He doesn't do it for me. The basketball shorts are fucking stupid. The wannabe white boy or white man can jump gimmick with the basketball shorts and the little dunk between his legs for the elbow drop is cheesy. He doesn't work for me in any way, shape, or form. But I don't hate him as much as I hate Riddle. So,
Okay. All right, one more name, Shota Umino. You got a name for that?
again, you're gonna have to give me a second. But
right. Yeah, but that
Vince,
was my first spit. Was the calling it a last chance battle royal when they had a whole nother spot open that they used on SmackDown.
And to top that off, Riddle getting a second chance at Money in the Bank by winning the fucking battle royal. Why does he get another chance to win Money in the Bank when he is not allowed to challenge the champion?
Because it's in Vegas. It's his hometown.
I don't give a fuck.
You're snowballing Marcus's spit into your own spit about Riddle.
Again, non-fatal injury.
Riddle better not fucking win tomorrow. I will raise hell.
You're gonna raise hell.
I'm gonna be there. Of course, I'm gonna raise hell.
Imagine how I'm gonna be when we have to recap Money in the Bank if Riddle wins the fucking Money in the Bank.
I'm visioning Matt doing a meet and greet with Riddle. I'm visioning that right now. How bad that's gonna go.
Punching him in the face, but he also wouldn't spend money on it.
Again, that would never happen. I would never get in line for that. I would probably walk by and be like, "Why are you all wasting your money?" And then go to someone that's actually cool, like Kevin Nash, and get a signature. Vince, what's your first spit?
I'm actually gonna snowball you guys is spitting stuff in the battle royal and spit the fact that the Miz eliminated AJ. Just like what's the word I'm looking for? He took away the chance of me seeing AJ in that Money in the Bank match, because to this day I still want AJ to get a Money in the Bank win. I think he's a perfect candidate to be a Mr. Money in the Bank. He just fits the bill perfectly. He can use it as a heel turn. He just used it as a baby face. I just want to see him as Mr. Money in the Bank, and I'm spitting the fact that Miz took that away from me. He deprived me of seeing AJ Styles in the Money in the Bank match. That's the word.
I'm also going to spit the fact that Miz came out later and said we're going to get Logan Paul. Logan Paul's coming back, and then we found out that he got signed, so he's definitely coming back. And that AJ won, but by count out because he ran like a little bitch. Like, I had to see that twice in one night.
I'm not happy about it whatsoever.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Katie, what are you spitting?
It's gonna cover a lot, but right now it's this injury bug that is going around. Literally everybody is getting fucking injured in some capacity. Adam Cole probably got concussed and or popped their shoulder out a forbidden door. Dax separated his shoulder during the match and came back out. Angel Garza got hurt over the weekend that you sent me the picture of. That's the only reason I know that happened. Santana got hurt in the fucking blood and guts match. I don't know what is happening right now, but I'm gonna need people to fucking relax.
After Money in the Bank. After Money in the Bank. We got one more. We got one more soldier to take down, and then the bug can go away.
Regardless, everyone else needs to be in a bubble. Riddle can just go play in the street or something.
He looks like an anti-vaxxer anyway. So like, let's give everyone an anti-bug vaccine and let Riddle, figure the fucking out, get high and figure it out for himself. Maybe he'll think he's got natural immunity.
At this point, I'm at a point with all these injuries, just like, you know what? Can we have a wrestling off season where everybody takes like a month or two off, like heals, just like other sports? It's like, I know it's never gonna happen, but like all these injuries just make me like just think like, if only these guys got a month or two off just to chill.
The beautiful thing about that is both AEW and WWE have actually deep rosters that they could utilize, where we could see guys like AJ Styles and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn and so on and so forth move up to that main event spot to fill in. You've got Keith Lee and all of these other people over in AEW, but mostly Keith Lee and Miro and Malachi Black, like those three specifically that we could move into these spots.
Penta.
Yeah, Andrade, sure. No, not Penta. Again, we need tag teams. We need tag teams. Stop trying to break up tag teams, Vince. What do you why do you hate tag teams, Vince?
Yeah, Vince.
I never said at any point they need.
You're trying to break up the Usos. You're trying to break up fucking FedEx and Penta.
Well, I just want I like Penta as a singles. I like Jey Uso as a singles, and I like Montez Ford as a singles, and I want to all see them.
So now you're breaking up three fucking tag teams. Jesus Christ, you're like Hispanic Vince McMahon over here.
Whoa.
You've even got the commentary headset on like it's the 90s, though you look a little more like Paul Heyman.
Listen. Right now, that's the last person I want to be compared to, or like be the Latino.
Well, then stop trying to want to break up tag teams, and we won't compare you to him.
Well, I'm not saying break up the tag teams. I'm just saying let them get some singles run. Like
literally what you're saying, though.
When have you ever seen a singles or a tag team exist during a singles run?
The New Day.
That was three people, and the tag team was still a tag team while one person was on a singles run.
Fine. We'll add a third member to each tag team so that Montez Ford, Jey Uso, and Penta can. Well, technically, Penta, Lucha Bros. There's like Triángulo de la Muerte, like that triangle.
Pac is the singles champion right now.
Thank you.
Pac can like hot potato that title out to Penta, and I'd be happy.
He can hot potato it back over to Miro or Malachi Black, where it should have gone in the first place. Those should respect to Pac, because he has been doing this a long time. I was a huge Neville fan. I'm happy to see he got the title. He was just the third guy in that match. Like, it was Malachi, it was Miro, it was Pac, and then it was Kurt Connors. Like, that was it.
Kurt Connors.
To be fair,
shout out to Powerbomb Jutsu.
He pulled out that match. Connors?
He did. No,
I was very surprised.
Kurt?
I said
the Lizard?
She said Connors.
Yeah, Kurt Connors.
Yeah, I said Connors. I didn't say his first name because
I didn't watch it, so I can't.
I said you could.
Crocodile Dundee. He looked like Crocodile Dundee is the name that came to mind.
I didn't have the interest to watch it. That's why I didn't watch it.
That's fair. It was definitely not worth $50, but I also just I was curious. So
the only person on that entire pay-per-view outside of AEW talent in that the All Atlantic fucking championship match and my boy Great O'Con were the only things I was interested in seeing that entire time. I don't have the respect to pronounce any of these people's names on 50% of the show. Why would I spend $50 to watch them wrestle?
Since we're talking about the show and I don't want to circle back to the show, can I just spit Tony Khan fucking with my streams?
Yeah, you can spit that.
Okay, I'm spitting Tony Khan fucking with my streams.
All right.
He's a hoe.
I don't know where we're at, so I'm just going to go. Theory shitty promo. I don't know if he was trying to rap or if he wrote a poem for John Cena, whatever the fuck it was. It did not hit. And I don't care what RN or anyone says about Theory on the mic on the Indies. John Cena would murder him, so he might not want to get into a mic battle with the likes of a John Cena. Marcus, we got spits.
Okay, my next spit comes from SmackDown. Natalya dressing just like Ronda Rousey and coming out with a fucking stroller. And she threw the stroller at her.
Wasn't that last week?
That was last. I thought it was tonight.
No, that was last week.
They showed the replay of it from last week.
Oh, then that's what I didn't watch SmackDown tonight. That's what I came across on Twitter just now. And if it was a highlight, I'm still spitting it because what the fuck was that? That whole feud is a shit show.
I have really enjoyed them on Twitter. I really enjoyed Natalya going on Twitter in her ring gear and posting that she's going to make. I don't care if they're fake or not. What does that matter?
No, I'm not. I'm talking about it made them fucking ginormous.
No.
Like, photoshopped it.
Natalya went on Twitter tonight after she had an interview where she talked about Ronda, where she said she was going to make her tap out with her tits out. And I enjoyed the shit out of that. So
I
yeah.
saw
Wait. Rewind. Can you say that again?
She's going to make Ronda tap out with her rack out.
You said tits out. Yeah.
I did say tits out, and that was not a direct quote.
Rack out.
But
rack and tits are the exact same thing. Let's not get caught on semantics.
But I saw the picture you shared in the group chat where she like cropped them out and put them on this and that. Like, I saw that picture. I thought it was fucking funny as hell.
She like photoshopped herself where she made her boobs really huge and all this because she was talking shit about, or Ron was talking shit about all her plastic surgery. But yeah, no, I am actually starting to kind of enjoy this, and I think this is probably going to be the best match we're going to get out of Ronda Rousey. So for that reason, cool. I hope Ronda doesn't hold the title for very long. I'm guessing whoever wins Money in the Bank cashes in on Ronda and takes it. Maybe.
I hope Bailey comes back tomorrow.
Oh, please. I hope. We need someone to take it off of Ronda Rousey.
Because
no, go ahead, Katie.
oh no, I was just gonna say, like, Ronda's champ does nothing for me. Natty's champ would do nothing for me. Bailey or someone cashing in is what needs to happen, and Ronda can just disappear again. Hopefully,
please. That's what I want.
Vince, what do you got for spits there, Sunshine?
Spitting. Since we were already talking about SmackDown, I'm spitting the rest of SmackDown that doesn't have to involve maximum male models in it, because I didn't like anything of SmackDown. Like I'm not saying it was bad. It's just like I didn't care for it. Like the Battle Royal impromptu, like the ladder stuff at the start, the Fatal 4-Way I didn't really care for, especially with Madcap winning. I was kind of too bothered about the fact that they were doing Raw women versus SmackDown women in the 6-woman tag match, and then Becky coming in like afterwards to manhandle slam Asuka, and then Liv and Alexa be like, "Nani? Like, what the fuck is going on?" And like not do anything. Like, it's, I don't know, like everything about SmackDown, like the Usos, like the Usos Street Profits, like State of the Union address thingy that they were doing. Like, I didn't like any of it. Like, honestly. It just didn't hit with me.
I'm with you on that, though. I spit everything that I directly wanted to spit from SmackDown. So, but yeah, no, SmackDown was not a great show tonight. I'll agree with that.
Terrible.
Katie, what's your next spit?
it's my last one because basically everything else I spit, everyone else has said. It's Roderick Strong being a little bitch.
Mm-hmm.
You are not a leader. That is why the Creeds are going to kick your ass out. He got pissed off because he lost the match. I am not a fan of Roddy trying to be the leader of Diamond Mine and him just bossing everyone around when was the last time he won a championship? When was the last time he won a match? You're not a leader, Roddy. That's why you were the last member. You were the alternate member of UE. So remember that. the alternate, only because Bobby Fish blew out his knee for like the 15th time. That is the only reason Roddy was ever in UE.
I think he was always planned to be involved into UE even before the injury. I'm gonna disagree there. I will say that. Well, that's fine because it's speculation on both ends. Like, there's no fact or like proof on either theories, Austin theories. But I think Roddy was a better member of UE than Bobby Fish. Like, I thought he was better. I like them more. I just don't like what they're doing with Roddy right now. So I agree with you on that, Kate. I think like whatever the fuck Roddy's gimmick is supposed to be right now, like crazy old white man yelling at the clouds, it's not working. It's not good.
No, it's just him being jealous of the Creeds because they're actually a good tag team.
Or maybe he's trying to sabotage his way out of NXT and out of WWE so he can go join the Undisputed Elite.
See, well, they're also all hurt, so why does that fucking matter?
So he can nurse them to health. Nurse them to health.
Yeah, I'm spitting Strong and Damon clearly on some shady shit backstage after Diamond Mine meets with Joey and Gacy. Strong costing them their match against Joey and Gacy and the Red Velvet Cakes, who are clearly grizzled young veterans. Yeah, grizzled young veterans. And the fact that this motherfucker made a match for himself for their tag team titles. Like, now you are infighting and made a match between him and Damon against the Creeds for their tag team titles. Like, get the fuck out of here. What kind of leader is that?
He's a terrible leader. He's barely a leader. He sucks.
He's not a leader.
This might surprise you, but my next swallow is the women's tag team match from NXT. Cora.
You mean
Spit is the women's tag team match from NXT. Cora and Roxanne versus Casey Express, because they said that by winning this match, they're getting their tag team title shot, and Roxanne does not have to use her contract, which I am not okay with, because the whole point was to let them use their contract to get the tag team titles, and then that contract is done, and we can have someone else challenge Mandy for a singles title, and there's plenty of women to do that. So why are we going to, that makes me feel like they're not going to win the tag team titles, because I don't see Roxanne being NXT women's champion and tag team champion. So
I'm also spitting that match because why the fuck, like, Katana and Kaden have been the staple for women's tag teams in NXT for however long they've been in NXT, and it is some shit that they keep getting screwed. And I'm glad they're showing some anger because they keep getting looked over and screwed over. It's stupid. I'm pissed.
I don't get the hype between Team Casey Express or whatever, formerly Team Ninja. Like, I don't really care too much about it. They don't move the middle too much to me. I get Katie's frustration, you know, like one of your favorites being down there, being continuously looked over, but I don't personally care. I think, like, going back to like what Matt was talking about, like the whole like useless, like using that as the way they get into the tag team title match, and Roxanne still keeps her like breakout contract championship match. That's kind of like similar when like Edge was like Mr. Money in the Bank and he was out here trying to like win a number one contender straight up four-way match. And it's like, what's the whole point? Like, you're Money in the Bank. Like you have your guaranteed championship match. Why are you in championship matches? So that I'm spitting as well with Matt, because I think that's kind of dumb. Like, it defeats the whole purpose of getting a championship match just to get another championship match.
Yeah. Do you have any more spits, Marcus?
I have one more.
Okay.
Jade Cargill versus Leela Gray on Blood and Guts. That was my piss break before the Blood and Guts match, and she squashed her and then bitched at Stokely Hathaway for not giving her more competition. And he calls out Athena and Chris Statlander, and they come out, and then Leela Gray, who just got her ass beat by Jade Cargill, tries to be a baddie and joins forces in attacking them, and Jade's like, oh no, bitch, you got to earn that bitch name.
Stokely Hathaway whispered sweet nonsense in her ear and convinced her.
But she didn't join because Jade said no. And that's the thing is, with Red Velvet out, and even if Red Velvet was in, I'd rather have Leila Gray in the baddies than Red Velvet, because Red Velvet doesn't work for me. But it wasn't a good match. It really wasn't. And I think that's more so showing some of the weaknesses of Jade still being green than anything else.
Yes. Because I think Leila Gray is like a champion in some kind of promotion. Like, she's actually an indie wrestler. She has to be. I don't know. I'm not saying
They
she's
just hand out fucking indie championships like fucking participation trophies. Like you don't need to be good to be an indie champion.
I got 2 questions involving Jade Cargill. The first, do you potentially see her going 40-0?
Yeah, probably.
He's already 34, so yeah.
I see her
And-
going 50 before it's all said and done.
Now, who you think could give her first loss? A lot of people are relying on either Chris Statlander or maybe Athena or maybe
Athena.
somebody else. Athena?
Athena.
Okay.
At All Out, probably.
You would be completely wasting all of the time for all of this feud and her debuting and putting her in this position to just have Jade beat her. And also, I enjoy Jade. I think she's a great character. I think she's a great promo. I think that she's got a lot of work to do in the ring, but she's not terrible. But Athena is leagues
Next
better.
level. Next level.
Leagues better in the ring.
I'd rather Stokely Hathaway over Smart Mark any day of the week.
Yeah,
Yes.
100%.
Well, that's a
Exactly,
given.
Marcus.
Vince, do you have any more spits or are you done?
I have one more spit. It's circling back to something we already talked about it, but it's going to be quick. Orange Cassidy's new theme song. I'm not a real fan of it.
I agree.
I'm not saying it's bad. I have to warm up to it, but I was so invested with his previous theme song, and I'm like just like spurned already with some of my favorite wrestlers having really good theme songs and then getting changed and then just getting ruined. Angel Garza had great theme songs. Humberto Carrillo had great theme song. They like so many people had great theme songs and they get changed. So like I didn't see why there was a need to change it, but yeah, I'm just spitting the change in theme songs. That's my last one. Just
I'm with you on that. Katie, you got any more?
Mm-mm.
All right, my last one is Sanga's ring gear. Sanga going from dressing like Braun Strowman to dressing like Goldberg. I don't know if someone stole his pants and that's why he was so mad and beat the shit out of Zion Quinn, or what the fuck was going on there. But yeah, I'm not feeling Sanga's ring gear in that match. I didn't even know it was Sanga at first. Like I was like, wait, who the fuck is that? Oh, okay.
You said he changed his gear from like Braun Strowman to what?
Goldberg.
I forgot you were gonna talk about that.
Ooh, I might have
Black-
to go back and watch the NXT.
Black trunks, black elbow pads, black knee pads, black boots, black gloves.
I might have to go back and watch NXT just for that, just to see what it looks like. Because now I'm trying to mentally picture it.
Marcus, what was your favorite show you watched this week?
Probably Blood and Guts.
Vince?
Blood and Guts.
Katie?
NXT.
I'm gonna go Blood and Guts as well.
I just want to be different.
I know you did. All right, let's do some quick Money in the Bank predictions. I got the match card up. Marcus, who do you got winning the men's Money in the Bank ladder match?
So my main number one overall to win it is Seth Rollins. My backup is Drew McIntyre.
Fair enough. Vince, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm okay. Melissa just kicked the pillow that my laptop is in, so it made my phone fall to the floor.
Does she want to come and talk about foreplay at all real quick while we're here? Or?
Babe, do you want to come on and talk about foreplay?
What?
Do you want to come on the show and talk about foreplay?
The fact that you like it?
Can you hear that? Can you hear her?
I heard her say the fact that you don't do it. That's what I heard.
Yeah.
She
that's what
said
we're in.
the fact that I like it.
I don't believe a word that you say.
Okay, can we finish Money in the Bank predictions first, and then we can circle back to this?
Sure. So who you got winning the men's Money in the Bank ladder match?
Don't be mad, but I have a bad feeling they're gonna give it a Riddle. I don't like it. I don't want it. I want to be wrong. I want to be wrong.
Katie?
Easy answer, Seth, but I'm gonna go dark horse, Sami Zayn. 'Cause I think that'd be cool.
I'm simple. Anybody but Riddle. Anybody.
If you can only pick one outside of Riddle.
If I had to pick one outside of Riddle, I honestly I don't want to see someone who's already won it win it again.
Mhm.
So that takes out Sheamus and Seth. Drew, but I know he's got the Magic Clash at the Castle, so that doesn't make sense. Like,
What if they do the RVD thing, which they've done in the past, where Drew wins and he wants to he cashes in at Clash of the Castle.
I'd be
He
fine
already-
with that.
That's what I was assuming he was going to do. If Seth Rollins wins, do you think we'll get a repeat of the Heist of the Century at
I
SummerSlam?
don't want that though. Like,
No.
why would people want to see some shit that they've already seen? Like Seth Rollins cashing in again against the same two fucking guys.
You know what they
no,
should do?
like,
You know what's something we should see again? Sheamus win and cash in on Roman Reigns and leave him crying like I'm trying to blank on words. Carry on. Sorry, ignore me.
done. Marcus, who do you got winning the women's Money in the Bank match?
Overall, Liv Morgan, backup Becky Lynch.
All right, Vince.
I agree with Marcus. I think it's Liv Morgan that's going to win it for me. I don't have a backup. It's Liv all the way.
Okay, Katie.
Live
Liv.
in the bank.
Shotzi in the bank, motherfuckers. And I told this to Marks with Mike's Kings of the Ring. I was in their chat for their show that they did on Wednesday. If Shotzi wins Money in the Bank, I will be doing the Spitter Swallow recap topless.
All
What?
right.
I didn't sign up for that.
You don't have to sign up for that. It's
Hey,
happening.
yo, what the fuck?
I will be doing the recap. If Shotzi wins, I will do the recap of Money in the Bank topless. So Shotzi in the bank all the way, baby.
I might have to get a premium Zoom account just so I don't have to see that and I can mute your video.
Good luck with that. I'll send you pictures.
Yeah, no.
Marcus, SmackDown Women's Championship, Ronda versus Natalia.
Ronda Rousey in under 5 minutes.
Vince.
I think they're gonna put out a 5-star classic. It's gonna go to
Fuck
15
outta
minutes
here.
draw.
Oh.
5 minute draw. And Dave Meltzer is gonna give it 6.5 stars.
Nobody cares what he
They're gonna
says.
do Dragon Ranas and all the flippy shit ever. It's gonna come down to the very last minute, and Ronda beats Natalia with the figure 4 leg lock to get Charlotte into the program. Like that, they're gonna tease Charlotte in there, and that's what's gonna happen. I put the whole match for you guys.
Fair enough. Katie.
I hate him so much. Rhonda, because I don't want to see Natty as champ either.
I'm rooting for the weird sister sex YouTube channel over Crying Rock in my backyard. So if I can see Natalia win the women's title and then Jenny Neidhart use it on her OnlyFans.
Fair.
Natty all day.
Just like Sammy and Tate.
I'll
Yeah.
follow that page if it happens.
See, there you go.
I won't, but I'm sure Matt will.
I already do. Who
Is it worth it? Is it?
I mean,
worth it?
you see more out of Natty, or you see more out of Jenny Neidhart than you see out of any other female wrestler that's doing an OnlyFans mainstream. I can tell you that.
Even the Rascals.
I don't know. I'm not subscribing to the Rascals. Fuck the Trailer Park King. Even though Trey Miguel is the best of the three. Yeah, no,
Have
not
you
my
actually
cup of tea.
seen Trey Miguel wrestle at all? Or you
No,
just-
but I've seen fucking Mad Shitty Kids, and at least one of them was smart enough not to come over to NXT and associate themselves with that idiot Matt Riddle. So he's default the best.
I see. That's what I figured as much.
Who you got winning the Raw Women's title? Bianca or Carmella, Marcus?
Bianca Belair.
I think that's a resounding round the room pick for Bianca. I don't think anyone's disputing that.
Yeah.
Undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, the Usos versus Street Profits. Marcus, what you got?
Usos.
Usos, Vince, the ones. Katie,
They're the ones.
day one-ish.
We're the ones.
I would have said the Street Profits at any other point before they started helping out Matt Riddle, and then they got on my shit list. So Usos.
They're the ones that don't fuck with Matt Riddle.
And the last match on the card, United States Championship match, Austin Theory versus Bobby Lashley.
So before I was assuming that Theory was going to interrupt John Cena during his speech where he would cost Theory his United States Championship against Lashley, and then that's your feud for SummerSlam. Since none of that's going to happen, Theory's going to walk out as champion potentially by a disqualification or a count out, and he'll lose the title on 4th of July to Bobby Lashley.
That is very detailed. Vince, what you got?
I agree with Marcus. I think it's going to be Austin Theory. It's Bobby Lashley winning via DQ, but Austin Theory retaining the title.
Okay. Katie?
Theory, I don't think they would take it off him just yet. As much as Bobby, Bobby needs to be in like the world title picture, not the US title.
Yes.
So I guess Theory. I just don't care. I don't like Theory.
I'm going to pick Bobby Lashley, and I'm going to pick John Cena screwing over Austin Theory and Bobby getting the win. Because that's what I want to see. I don't want to see.
I don't want to see John Cena screw Austin Theory.
Yes, I want to see John Cena screw Austin Theory, and I don't want to see Cena versus Theory for the U.S. title.
Yeah, it's got to be a non-title match. Yes.
Yeah, Cena doesn't need it, and if you screw Austin Theory over by just being John Cena and pissing him off and giving him a reason to hate John Cena more than he already does, then kudos to that going into SummerSlam. So that's
Theory's a little bitch.
That's my pick. All right, so those are our Money in the Bank predictions. Marcus, tell everyone about the World Elite Pod. Maybe give us a Nightwolf Howl, socials, stuff like that.
Oh, we are the Pod of Your Weekly Unfiltered Wrestling. We've been doing this since November of 2020. We are just like how y'all the number one wrestling podcast in Pornhub. We're the number one wrestling podcast in Louisiana. We're sponsored by 80stees.com and Wrestle Champs. You can find us on Twitter at World Elite Pod. We're also on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. Let's see. We're mainly known for top 10 countdown episodes. We like to do top 10 episodes. We like to do pay-per-view nostalgias. We do live stream prediction shows and fallouts only. We've done it with audio back then, but it was a clusterfuck. And we also do wrestling interviews. We've interviewed quite a bit of indie wrestlers, women and men that worked on Dark and Dark Elevation. We've even had a couple people that worked with such as ECW and WWE and TNA Impact and NWA and so forth. And we're proud members of the League of Extraordinary Idiots.
At least one of us is. So to recap that, if you need the perfect podcast to listen to during either a hurricane or while you're fucking your cousin, World Elite Podcast.
That's Alabama.
That's Alabama. Not okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. I thought it was the whole South.
That's
but
the pastor that does that one.
For real, they are fantastic. They do work with a lot of people that you've seen here. Tim, Front Face Lock Podcast, Just in Time, or the In Time Podcast, who you have not seen, but you will on this podcast. So go check them out. They do great. I plan on making my debut on their show very soon and having
you've already had your debut. You opened the forbidden door and came on the Double or Nothing Fallout.
Yeah, but that really wasn't I wasn't invited technically. I just saw the link and showed up and then didn't watch the show and talked a bunch of shit. So
sounds right on brand with you, man.
Like I was bored and I was like, oh, the link's here. Let me see if they actually let me in on the show. And then they did. And then I was like, oh, I didn't watch this show, but yeah. And I caused chaos. So
it was one of the most watched fallouts. And everybody's like, who's smacking it raw? And I'm like, go on Pornhub and find out.
Thank you.
Oh, we appreciate it. And again, they are a fantastic podcast. So go check them out. And shout out to Jordan and Dylan as well, who could not be here, but hopefully when we get you guys back on, we'll have them with us as well. Katie, She Lead Showcase did not happen this week.
No.
Because Smackin' Raw was the priority. That's why you're here,
Well-
but not there.
I'm on my phone for this. I need my laptop for Sheelite, but I'm literally not on Wi-Fi. I'm on my fucking 5G for this. So, and it lasted the whole time. But there's gonna be bonus shit next week, or this doesn't matter. But you can follow me on Twitter at KatieWrestling13. The link tree I'm about to take all things Sheelite Showcase, twitch.tv/Sheelite Showcase, typically Thursdays, 6 p.m. Eastern. YouTube, I want a custom URL. We're like 4 people away. Somebody fuck.
4 people who are
subscribe,
not
please.
subscribed to you to Katie Wrestler or who are not subscribed to the Sheelite Showcase on YouTube, go subscribe and also go follow at Katie Wrestling 13 on Twitter.
Please.
Babe, go
God.
follow Katie's podcast so she can get a custom URL. She's 4 people away.
It's all I fucking want. Melissa, please.
Good now. And yeah,
Yeah.
no episode
Go
this
ahead.
week, but if you want boner stuff, check out next week.
Follow Katie's
yeah,
podcast on YouTube so she can get a custom URL. She's like 4 people away.
Vince,
Vince is
here,
after-
I got
Mute,
it.
mute
Here.
yourself if you're gonna plug my
That-
shit.
done.
Thank you.
Go ahead. Finish plugging yourself.
God damn it. Anchor,
I'm fine.
Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. She leads the weekly recap we do Inside the Mind of, which is coming back next week. It's an interview series I do with people in the wrestling community. In the Crowd is a game show, collab show thing I do with other podcasts. That's also going to be coming back this month. So it is July. This month. And then my co-host Savannah has a show, New Japan Takeover, which there's gonna be an episode of that out next week because obviously I can't fucking upload it because my laptop's garbage. But next week, the typical recap. I'm
And boner stuff.
attempting. Huh?
And boner stuff.
Yeah, and bonus stuff. Savannah might have done a recap by herself, to be determined. She said she was gonna try. I don't know if she actually did. Like all the shit I had written out for this week, she might have done. And I'm also gonna upload my little trip around Vegas. So
And look for Katie at Money in the Bank while you're watching.
Yes.
yeah.
Vince, plug yourself, please.
At SCS Vince on Instagram and Twitter. You can find me there. Go follow me there. Go hit me up there. Link trees in both of my bios will take you to everything. Straight Talk, everything Smackin Raw, and of course, Spitter Swallow. I'll have the YouTube link for Creation World, where Spitter Swallow will be returning. Should be Monday, depending on when Travis gets around to editing the video. But me and Matt are going to be doing our Money in the Bank Spitter Swallow episode with Matt from I forgot
Pro
the
Wrestling
name of the-
Podcast with Matt and friends.
Yes, from there. So like it's the
Not
first
this
time.
Matt, the other Matt.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be be double penetrated by 2 Matt. So there's gonna be double Matt there. So yeah, so go ahead and check that out.
You know, I've always thought it was funny that you thirst over only male wrestlers on the show, yet you call your podcast Straight Talk Podcast. Neither here nor there. You can follow me at Matt Ritter. There's at MATTRIDDR on Twitter only. Twitter and Instagram, the Smackin Raw Pod. I run the Twitter. Vince runs the Instagram, which he hopefully has been somewhat utilizing on occasion. Facebook.com/groups/Smackin It Raw is our Facebook group. Also, Creation World is the banner under which we exist. Go check out creationworld.com. On Twitter and Instagram, the Creation World, THECREATIA World, and Facebook.com/Creation World. For the Night Wolf, can I get a howl from you, Marcus? Can you howl for me?
Yeah, that's good.
That was actually really good. Marcus is going to enjoy it, or Ryan's going
Sounds
to
like-
enjoy that.
Sounds like my sound effect that I use on my shows, and yeah, that's gonna be a whole 2 or 3 episodes of my wolf howl. That they're gonna.
For Marcus from the World Elite Podcast, the Shaman of Sheelite, Miss Katie Kinsey Bay from the Sheelite Showcase, and the least straight host of a show called The Straight Talk, Daddy Delgado, aka SCS Vince. I am the patron saint of podcasting, the Warden Matt Ritter, and this has been the #1 wrestling podcast on Pornhub.
You have been titillated.